What is up, Festival Tales fam? There are no advertisements this week of the podcast. However, we do have an important announcement to begin the episode with. And Ade is going to take it away.
I feel like I need to take a deep breath. Hey guys. Hey fam. Babs and I had something to share with you guys, and it doesn't come necessarily lightly, but it comes with all the love. And yeah, I will be permanently leaving Festival Tales podcast, and it breaks my heart. I mean, when Babs and I talked about it, I was crying, and I'm probably gonna start crying again. We kind of went back and forth on it, and I want to make it very clear there's no beef, no blood, bad blood, no tea, nothing here. It's really just what's going on in my life, and my journey right now just needs a little bit more love and care. And with that means letting go of some things, and unfortunately that means this podcast, which is really sad. I have loved doing this for the past 1.5 to almost 2 years. When Babs and I started this, it was at a time where there were no festivals and no raves, and your guys' stories really lifted us up, and it lifted you guys up, and it was really awesome to be kind of that place for you guys to go to and reminisce. And it still is that place for you guys to go to and reminisce. So yeah, it's definitely sucks, and I'm gonna miss doing this podcast, but I kind of am at a point where I have to do what's best for me, and look forward to some of the other ventures and things that I have going on right now. Yeah, I think that's basically it.
yeah, very big announcement. Certainly, I'm sure something some of you listening were not expecting to hear, but again, we do want to really emphasize here. We had a long discussion about it, and there is a very mutual understanding on my end, and Ade, of course, has her reasons, but I understand what she is wanting to do and where she's wanting to go, and the next phase of her life, career are, very important, not just to her, but to me too. We're in this as partners, and partners of Festival Tales, and as that, I don't see it proper to withhold somebody from chasing after the things that they want to go do. And we've, like she said, we thoroughly have enjoyed this past year and a half. It came at a time where we needed stories, we needed stuff to get through, and Ade was the one who came up with this idea and presented it to me. And this is something that I don't know if I've even said to you, but I'm going to say it here and with everyone else hearing this, that, you gave me a shot at something when I was a nobody. And I'm not, by no means am I a somebody now, but I had just started out making content and didn't have a direction, didn't have really much of an idea. I just knew I wanted to make content. I mean, I started out by only posting festival videos every day, but I did it every day. I didn't even post pictures of myself. I just was posting videos from festivals. And then I started doing that more. I had my own podcast, and I wish I had it up in front of me, something like 15 episodes in, maybe, where very little people are viewing it. Sorry, I'm trying to pull it up as I speak, and you came on the Ade came on the podcast, which I was shocked about, and came on. We had an amazing conversation, and then she said, "Hey, why don't you come on mine?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, of course. Like, I'm not gonna say no to that opportunity." She already had a bigger following than me. She already had her own podcast. She had her own page, her own YouTube, and she gave me that opportunity to come on and talk about what I was starting. And then afterwards, she just said, "Hey, I really like what you're about and your page and your energy. I have this idea." And I looked where I was at episode 29 when you came on. But it was very encouraging for me at that time because I had just started. And as you know, when you start, there's insecurities. You're not sure if you're doing the right thing. You're kind of getting a following, you're getting a traction, but you're also just throwing things at the wall, trying to figure out what's working and trying to find your voice. And you really helped me with that. It was, again, this opportunity to work with you for a year and ask you questions and whatnot. It meant a lot, especially at the time. And it still means a lot. I tell people that all the time, that when you put your mind to something and you start working hard toward it, things start to slowly fall into place and align. And I view you as one of those people that, for whatever reason, you decided, oh, I want to do a podcast with this kid. And then you did. And you also gave me advice. And again, I was on the flip side of that, trying everything and then meeting someone who was 5 years ahead of me, but was at one point where I was and able to give it that advice. It was very vital and very important to me. And I can't thank you enough for that and this opportunity to do this with you. And I'm excited to see where your next journey is, because I have a feeling that might be a road sometime down the road that I want to make that leap. And I'm going to look up to you one more time. So, just want that to be known out there. There is no hard feelings here. This has been a very awesome experience and something that I didn't ever see coming. And it's helped me propel to where I am now, which is, I'm up 4,000 followers. I'm comfortable on the camera now, vlogging, all that. You've helped me. We've talked about all of that. I think you can think of times where I was like, how do you do this with the camera? I don't understand. I'm so nervous to talk in public. And it's, being able to share that with someone, again, who is more experienced and whatnot, was very vital and helpful. And it just, not only that, I wanted to make this an attest to the community that is like, this is about helping those and helping everyone. It's not like one for all, not one for all. And you've very much shown that to me, and you show that to everyone. But I want to make that known here that this is a great opportunity. I can't thank you enough. You've helped me so much. The future of Festival Tales is, we've talked about that too. I guess we should say a little about that. For right now, the podcast is going to continue to go. I'm going to maybe do some solo episodes. I may do some episodes with another host, another guest, I should say. There is no entire set plan, but so for the listeners, this is going to continue. And there'll be more news as I know more news, but yeah, there's that. Is there anything else? Sorry. I feel like I went on a long tangent there.
As you were talking about that, I also remembered you slid into my Twitter DMs too. Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah. I asked about, you posted a festival, a thread of how you were getting to go to some of these festivals with press passes. And that was like the initial, that was the initial spark for me, truthfully. Because I read that and I'm like, well, I go to these. I've been going to these now for 2 years. I have copious amounts of videos. I don't have any plans to stop going. So I DM'd you and I was like, hey, I want to know more about this festival pass. And crazy enough. And you gave me advice on getting a website and doing this and doing that. And I think I took like 5 months and then finally was like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that lines up about right. Cause I tweeted it, I think at the end of 2019, because that was my biggest year yet I think I only paid for like 2 or 3 festival tickets out of the 9 festivals I went to, I'm pretty sure. So thank you for all of the kind words and obviously for understanding. It's gonna be weird not being on it, but just so everyone knows, I did tell Babs, I was like, take the podcast, like literally take it. I want him to be able to grow it, and if he finds someone else to grow it with as well, that would be amazing. For me, what feels good is, doing things that feel in alignment for me and also helping others do the same and teaching others to do the same. And so with the way that I was showing up on Festival Tales wasn't my best effort for me. And you guys might not even notice, but that's how it was feeling for me. And I feel like you guys deserve a lot more, and the podcast deserves a lot more, and my co-host deserves that energy as well. And so it's not a goodbye forever, just a new beginning, as they always say. But we appreciate all of your guys' support and everything. And just supporting us throughout this podcast and us and individually. And as Babs has talked about, he's grown as a creator. Being able to see that on my end as well has been awesome. Like, his TikToks are so funny, you guys. And also his day in the life vlogs that he does is just like awesome to see him do that. And we're both a testament of, like, when you really love something, you find the time to stay consistent to it, it will pay off. And I was able to get to that point where I'm finally like seeing that. And I know Babs is definitely on his way to continue to get there on where he wants to go, because he is a true testament to, like, if you want to make something happen, you just find the time and you make it happen. It's one of those things where you say, like, oh, I want to start a podcast, versus actually going out there and doing it. Or like, I want to know how you grow a following. Or like, I want to learn how to grow a following. Most people don't do it, but Babs really has stepped up to be like, I want to figure this out and I want to do it. And I want to make a name for myself. And I also want to hopefully supplement my own income one day, which is amazing. And I want everyone to be able to find what really lights them up and just go for it. So
Thank you for those.
yeah.
Wasn't ready for that. I appreciate it though. Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to say those words, but with that, being said, you are on this next adventure where you already have your own business and it's doing phenomenal, and you can only grow it more and more from here. And for those of you curious, at this point, we've talked about that Ade is leaving. She is leaving for her coaching business, and it is a coaching business about essentially finding your purpose in life and setting your goals and attaining them. And this is on the lines of what we were talking about, just because she has done that with me, and she's going to be able to do that with more and more people. But I don't know if anyone is interested in that. She's not pitching it to you. I am, because I want people to know why it's a very important thing for her, and why we've come to this, conclusion, and she's come to this conclusion. It should be known that she's got a great business going. And if that's something that she's not going to coach you on content creation per se or something, but if you want to go down that route, she'll coach you on how to set those goals and how to achieve them and whatnot. Or not achieve them, but how to set your goals and get into that and find your passion, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's something I wanted to make clear in this conversation of what it was. So, because there might be someone out there that's saying, I love this, but I don't know I don't know where to start with my goals. And she's a great source for that. I can attest to that. But I think we have talked a ton about this subject, and we don't want to take the whole episode. If you've gotten this far into the episode, Ade is going to read her last story. So take it away.
All right. So we have a story here that I picked out. My last one. I didn't make it forest related, you guys. I saved you guys all the trouble because I've read so many of those. We've talked about electric forest so much on here. But here we go. Hey, I have a short story for you guys, but a heartwarming one, and experience that I will never forget. This year, 2021, was my second year going to Dirty Bird Camp out west. And it was an extra exciting trip because my boyfriend was invited to play a silent disco set on the final day. He was selected to the Dirty Birds Equal Opportunity Scholar and had been featured in a few live stream events over quarantine. And that really helped kick off his music career. We found out that he would play a few weeks before camp out, which made the hype leading up to the festival a lot more exciting. He would work for hours on end putting together a set, and I could tell that he was pretty nervous about it. The weather forecast showed clear skies during the week, but as we got closer to the festival weekend, it looked like there would be some rain on the final day, the day where he would play his first festival. The weekend went off without a hitch. We scored the perfect RV camping spot, and my super talented friends even brought their Renegade trailer. It's called the Bird Box, and it's essentially a DJ booth on wheels, and we got some pretty cool artists to play after our set. I actually think I've seen this before when I went. Back in the story. It was finally the last day, and I could tell my boyfriend was super nervous. He barely talked to anyone that day. He mostly kept to himself and kept working at his computer, rearranging his set and doing more planning. The morning was clear, but a little cold, and when we went out to the stages to hear a few sets and meet with some Dirty Bird people, they said to be prepared for rain. ... As the night approached, it started getting colder and more windy. Around 8 p.m., it finally started to drizzle and then rain and then pour ... hard. During the family set, in parentheses, Dirty Bird's last set of the festival, where all the artists do it back to back, it was raining so hard that the light and lasers made the sky look like it was raining glitter. It was honestly so beautiful and surreal, but I couldn't help but think that they might have to cancel the moment that my boyfriend, our whole rave crew, and I were waiting for all weekend. The silent disco is at the smaller stage called the Bass Lodge. So we showed up about 20 minutes before his set time. It's still raining and it's super cold, and everyone is going back to the campgrounds. This is when I started to get panicky thoughts that even if he did play, there wouldn't be anyone in the crowd. We get backstage and the last performance is packing up, and it looks like the stage is soaked and ruined. The performers exit the backstage area, and there's still no word on if the silent disco is going to proceed. One of the workers tells us that they're going to start setting up, but if it starts raining again, they're going to have to shut everything down. We stand backstage in silence, anticipating what is going to happen. It takes them about 45 minutes to an hour to set everything up, and during that time, I'm holding my breath, praying that these rain clouds go away and people start showing up. Finally, they call him on stage and get him started at his decks. People start coming in at the perfect time. There's a sea of bobbing heads with the headphones lighting up, and I can see that they're starting to change the channels to his station. It's so cool seeing people vibe to his music, and I remember standing there in awe, so proud and happy. He played an amazing set featuring a couple of his own songs, and people are loving it. I can see my friends front and center in the crowd vibing and just giving off the best energy. They're cheering him on, and I've never felt so much love for a group of people in my life. The rain clouds go away, and he finishes up, and everyone cheers. We meet them back in the crowd, and it's just euphoria. We came and we did what we said we'd do. The rest of the night is just a celebration of being back in good company, another amazing Dirty Bird camp out. Can't wait to go back next year. Hopefully he'll be playing in the actual lineup by then. Oh, I got chills.
Yeah, that was on the edge of your seat there for a little bit. I was trying to read ahead of you so I could find out the ending before you got to it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I was like trying to be like, oh no, is it gonna get canceled?
That was a good story.
Yeah, that was a very good story. Another good writer. Good writer. Yeah, you're gonna have to be on the edge of the seat there. You said you think you have seen this RV or something?
So the Renegade trailer called the Bird Box, DJ booth on wheels. If you guys went in 2019, please clarify for me if you guys also went then, or if your friends had the Renegade trailer then, because I'm pretty sure I saw something like that at Dirty Bird Campout. But yeah, Dirty Bird Campout is really a fun festival, I would say, if you like house and techno. They also dabble in other things, like E-Prom was there, so more of like experimental bass, like they've been branching out into that too. But it definitely is a really fun festival. It has like the summer camp vibes. So you have like the campgrounds, and then you have like a very quick security line, and then you're in the festival. So it's all very like contained and small. But the Dirty Bird crew definitely whips out like all the stops when it comes to like their campsites, their RV tents, and like all of that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty sure I saw this one or something similar to it. Because I remember seeing something walking back from camp. But yeah, I had a good time at Dirty Bird Campout. It's definitely like very family, like Dirty Bird family oriented kind of thing. I'd also like to know your boyfriend's DJ name too.
Sorry, my mic was behind me.
Oh.
I've never been to this, and I'm not super familiar with this festival actually. Not if I'm
Yeah.
honest.
So do you know Dirty Bird? Have you heard of Dirty
A
Bird?
little bit. Yeah. I think I have like one of their songs. Not my go-to.
Yes.
But
So
yeah.
it's basically like it's a label owned by Claude Van Stroke, is what it is. So it's like similar to Ophelia
Who am
Records,
I
right? It's
thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of embarrassing moment for me. I think I'm thinking of Dirty Head. When I was thinking of Dirty,
oh
that's what I'm
yeah.
reggae. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
You thought I went to like a reggae
No,
festival?
I just was thinking that when you were like, when you said, have you heard of them? I was like, yeah, because I'm like, I know I have some Dirty Head songs. So that's why I got confused
There
by
we go.
that. But a little embarrassing moment. It's okay.
It's okay. But yeah, it's Claude Van Stroke's label.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's had like
So,
John Summit had a release on that label actually, like back in 2018, 2019.
so it's like a very house oriented.
Yeah, it's house, and then like they do have some techno artists there. And then they even like so Claude Van Stroke is actually his stage name. His real name's Barclay Crenshaw. And when he plays Barclay Crenshaw, he's more experimental bass type, experimental house, experimental bass. And then EPROM is like they've collaborated before. So like EPROM was there the year that I was there. And they'll have like other artists kind of like that. But it's definitely more so known for house music, but they definitely get more on like the funky experimental type of house music. Like it's not very it's not like really consistent groove tech house, I would say. It definitely has its own unique vibe to it.
Mm.
Like some of my favorite artists that have released on there is like Vanessa, Walker and Royce, Nala is another one. Omnom had some releases on there. They definitely have more like resident type DJs, but then they also have like one-off releases like West End's released on there, John Summit's released on there. But they're not really tied to the label. So like Dirty Bird Campout is basically just like a celebration for that label in a way, because it's like
Makes
all
sense.
the DJs know each other, all the fam is like super hyped about it. So it's like you could kind of compare the almost family feeling to probably Lost Lands in that way.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Like being
Right.
so dedicated to like an artist in that way. Like that's how Dirty Bird people are.
That makes sense to me. That adds up. That adds
Yeah.
up. The pouring rain situation. Yeah, I was well, obviously you had me on the edge of my seat as I stated, but I I like I've been where it gets too rainy. I was thinking like the headsets and whatnot. I was like, damn, there's a lot of like electrical components here that like
yeah.
for obvious reasons that would not work. But yeah, that no. And then you also mentioned the rain with the lasers. Sorry. That's what I was
Raining
gonna get at.
glitter. I could
Raining
picture
glitter.
that in my head.
I can, yeah. I mean, I've seen it at Lost Lands with
Yeah.
during Slander's set and whatnot, and it was very, very cool because the lasers are just, they don't know it's rain, it's just shooting out,
Yeah.
and the rain's happening. But yeah, it's very cool when they like stop the lasers too to let them like
Mhm.
shine in the rain. I remember seeing it at EDC Orlando too. One year it was raining. We were walking by the Stereo Bloom stage, and just they had for some reason the lasers just shined straight out as we were walking by, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen that since Lost Lands a
Yeah.
year and a half ago.
I watched, I think Zed's Dead 2019 Ubby when it was started to thunderstorm. we got a little bit of that. And then all of a sudden it was like evacuate now.
Do you like rain at festivals?
So I like the little drizzle, but when it's like pretty consistent for a couple hours, it gets old pretty quick.
Yeah.
I remember Seismic dance event last year, the last day it rained, and I was wearing a rain jacket, well, a jacket that I thought was a rain jacket, but it wasn't. So my jacket just soaked up all of
Oh, that's the worst.
the
That makes it
water.
even more. Yeah, that makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I couldn't wait to take off that jacket.
I don't like the rain. I haven't had a good experience of like a festival in the rain where it was like I had East Orlando 2019 where it was raining, like same thing, like from like 4 on rain. Not, and by that, even with that as a drizzle, like that gets old because you're like, I just can't get dry. And some other, yeah, I haven't had really any. I guess the Slander one was kind of good because it was really short and drizzling, but like as a rainy day of a festival, I haven't had a good experience yet. Can't say.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, Forest. I was in a car when that happened. And then I think it also rained like the morning of in 2019. It rained one morning, but it wasn't actually at the festival. When it rains at the campgrounds, it is pretty rough.
Oh yeah, that makes it way worse.
Yeah.
That's way worse.
Yeah, like rain at camping festivals is not fun to deal with. All muddy and all that. I would be freaking out too if I had a DJ. People have asked me if I will, and I was like, I have really bad stage fright. You would?
I'd eat that shit up. I think
See,
if I well,
fire signs versus earth signs right there. People don't say astrology is real. The fire signs ready to get on stage and throw down. Me, I'm like,
that's just like me, like I don't know, just in the past, like I always would have gone on stage, but I think like, and now if I would go on stage, like I'm even more like comfortable and like I would own it more, if that makes sense. Like I remember like having to give speeches in high school and stuff. Like I got very off topic, but like I got put on like NHS, like National Honor Society. I got voted the president. Dude, I roll. And then I had to do this whole speech and then introduce the new 90 members and say all their names. And I did that and I did it fine. But like even I was remember being a little nervous, but I did it fine. But like now I feel like I could like get up there and just be like on the mic confident. Like I think if I ever get big enough, like in that sphere, in this sphere, like maybe I would like maybe take a jump and try to do some music occasionally and do like a fun like surprise set. Like I would always think about like what okay, well, so like if you could play music with anybody or any group, who would you like want to do a back to back with?
Oh, that's hard.
I'm not even going. I'm going Trivecta.
That's a good one.
He's the first one who comes to mind. Where I would like that music, that style of like folk bass, heavy, slower melodic bass. Gets like I just get so energized and pumped, like my arms going up. Like I would love to collab with if I ever got to that point. I would love to like that'd be my intro. I'd like, dude, I just want to make an album with you, and then have it heavy on that folk bass that you've got going on, and then I want to perform with you, and then there you go. That's the start of my career and the end of my career. I'm good.
So techno, if let's talk techno first. That's where my mind went. Amelie Lenz, her energy is just like for a techno artist. Like normally, techno female DJs, I hate to say it, but they just like are very boom, 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 like very straight face, very serious, like Charlotte DeWitt, Deborah DeLuca. They don't make any faces. Amelie Lenz is like raving up there with you. She's like all about it, moving around. Like I love her energy. So if I had to go back to back, it would be with her. House music. Hold on, I'm looking. Honestly, because I know her, I would say Blossom would be really fun to do with, because I actually know her from college and she has really fun energy and stage presence. But
was she the girl you went and saw at WW that one year? I was there.
Did she play?
That might have been someone else. No, it's just remember I remember us talking, you were like, there's this really new like up and coming house DJ that's a girl that I'm really a big fan of.
LPGOB. That was LP. LP would be cool to back with, like her doing piano and all that. Why did like you ask me that and then I like forget anyone that's ever made house music? Let's just go with my first option. What if I said Fisher? Fisher would be actually kind of fun. I did watch this one back to back that was a little bit uncomfy between Vintage Culture and Claptone on their Ultra Miami set. Like the energy between them just felt like very not jiving well together, which I thought was interesting.
Oh yeah, the energy of the two up on stage really affects the back to back, in my opinion.
Yeah, Jay Wara. Okay, I will land on that one. Jay Wara, house music. I like Blossom, but she's more bass house, and then Jay Wara is more tech house. So I think I would be down for Jay Wara because she has a really nice vibe, and I met her, and she's really nice. I feel good about that one.
All right, final answer locked in.
There we go.
There you go.
Lock it in. Yeah, I feel the same way as you. I feel like I would like to DJ a set while I'm in Austin at some point. And I think I would be fine once I'm in the groove. But like leading up to that, I would be just like her boyfriend. I would be freaking out, like planning all day, every night, panicking. Same thing as him. I'd be so nervous. But I think once I like start, then I'd be like, okay, I know what I'm doing.
I don't think. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I would feel like I'd just be like now. I think early on I would have been like more nervous. Now I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go do
Like,
this.
let's do it. Yeah.
I just want to do it. I think I would love to do it once. Man,
Yeah.
just because to like feel that energy up on stage of the crowd, like that's gotta be awesome. It's gotta be awesome.
Yeah. My friend Nick's been doing it. He started around the same time DJing as like me and Chase did. And it's been really cool to like watch him get booked and stuff. And he asked me, he was like, Ade, why don't you just do it? And I'm like, oh, I hate having eyes on me. Like all these eyes on me waiting for me to like do something. I don't know. He wears glasses though. So I was like, I would need like sunglasses or something to like block my like I can't see any of you. Yeah. Because if one person made a face about like, I would like that would I would get so in my head about it.
But I think that's also part of it is like if you're up there playing like stuff you like, it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Like when I'm if I'm hosting a pregame and I'm in charge, it's my pregame and I'm playing the music and I'm like fucking 7 Lines is coming on. Dude.
That's true.
It's my party.
Yeah. That is true.
I'm loving it. Some guy could be in the corner like, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. If they don't like it, then they just don't get it.
Exactly. The right mentality right there.
There we go. This is like therapy. Aim to start DJing. Trying to see what else there was. Yeah, that must have been cool seeing like, especially for the silent disco. I know last time I said like silent discos were overrated, but in this environment, Dirty Bird Campout would be a good time to do it. So I'm sure that was a cool feeling for him to see like people changing to his channel and being like, oh, like I like this.
Yeah.
Casso.
I don't know if I can do a silent that I would say I wouldn't want to do. I would not want to. Respect to doing it. I don't think I would want to DJ
to do a silent disco. Yeah.
It
is more so one of those things where you get the opportunity and it's like, yeah like I'll do it. It's very very like true. Because he did that, he might be able to play on the actual lineup next year. It's like one of those, I feel like the silent disco is an entry, the gateway for some DJs to play some festivals, So
what you're saying is for sure active plays.
No. I'm just saying it's because that's what they do. They make the contest being like, oh, if you win like this, we're doing like a DJ open call. If you win, you get to play the silent disco. Like they do that at the Arizona events. They do that for, I think, ACL. They do it for Dirty Bird Campout. Forest probably does it. So it's like a chance for up and coming artists to like get out there, I guess.
Crazy.
The more you know.
I'm just thinking about it. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think that's a
story.
good way for them to end the festival.
Yeah, no, definitely. And on a high note. All right, everybody. Well, Ade's last story, a good house story. Any last thing to say?
Just thank you guys for tuning in every week and for showing the support that you guys have. This year I will be at Electric Forest and Arc Music Festival. I did cancel Coachella due to the coaching business as well.
We can't plug what festivals you're going to. Just kidding.
Why? Because you can buy me at Forest.
I'm just kidding.
Those are the only two. Yeah, those are the only two I'll be at. We're doing a light festival year this year. So if you want to come and vibe with me, either come to Austin, Texas, or go to those festivals. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.
All right. Peace, bye.
Yeah. Babs is taking over. Treat him well. And yeah, thank you guys.
Bye, everybody.